You don't know another nigga so focused, man. I hit the streets and I hits that dope shit. And you don't know another nigga so clean, every starch in his jeans with a walk so mean. Yeah, nigga, I walk like a pimp. Yeah, nigga, I talk.
Say it with me now, Alpha Male God 51 Spade. I'm back in this thing for ENT Entertainment. And boy, you know I had to cover this, you know what I'm saying? I had to bring in a special guest from Miami, Cashis. He over there. He said he wanted to talk about the debate that just debate and see how we feeling about the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef that went down this weekend. You had to be under a rock if you didn't know what was transpiring, because it was everywhere. I mean, shots was being thrown left and right. So we first getting started. We was talking a little bit before this thing started, and Cashis says it started with first person shooter. Originally, we know there was shots that was being thrown a little bit ahead of that, but the catch win what brought the like that verse. You saying it started with first person shooter?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, first off, look, we hip hop heads, so this has been a blessing. This has been a blessing to hear. This has been what true mastery of the craft at their level, what we want to see, the penmanship, the attacks, the beats, the switching flows, the creativity. Yeah, we need it. This is what hip hop is. You know what I'm saying? This is it. And they showing everybody else like there's levels to this. We at this level, y'all ain't quite at this level yet. You know?
Now, I do have a question. Like, some people didn't realize that first person shooter was a diss, or it's speculated that it was. Now, from my take on it, J. Cole has always been kind of one of those people who he's actually friends with both of them. He knows Drake's and they're friends, and it's Kendrick, they both friends. But I don't think he tested the temperature or knew it was that deep with Kendrick, because I feel like he asked him to be on the verse, he declined. But because of the shots that was actually being already thrown, Kendrick like, nah, I'm not finna do that. And then Drake last verse on first person shooter is actually what sparked the like that verse. Would you agree, disagree?
Yeah, I mean, well, look, obviously there's been shots thrown years ago and little lines here and there in songs, but I think the first person shooter, from Kendrick's perspective, I think he took it as a disrespect of, are you going to ask me to be on a song? And we ain't even cleared up what we've been going at for the last years. Like, no, this some whole shit. Let me, I think once that happened, he reached out, and then he knew J. Cole and Drake was going to team up. I think he felt a certain way about that shit, which prompted him to start writing the like that verse. But if you listen to Drake's last verse, there could be some shit where, is he talking to me? If I'm Kendrick, is he talking to me on this shit? Like, hold up. Like if you listen to his verse, there's some subliminal shit in there that Drake throws, and he always throwing little jabs here and there to people. So Kendrick could have took it a certain way, and then he just said, F it. Cool. Fuck the subliminal disses. You know what I'm saying? We going straight at that. Yep.
Okay. Now, you was actually with me when his diss track actually came up, and I said I stand corrected. Now, you wanted to come on because you said you wasn't hyped, because when it came on, you said you was hyped with that Drake was actually just in the battle. So I don't want to speak for you, because a lot of people, you said, well, I wasn't in there hype just because he things he was saying. So the song came out, push-ups came out, and then you say what? Your immediate reaction, I got you in here to say push-ups came on, and your immediate reaction was what?
Shit, my immediate reaction was, let's go, Drake. Compete, nigga, compete.
We've been competing though.
Well, I mean, look, it's been stated that yes, he competes against people who he feel he's better than. Mm-hmm. The Meek Mills, whoever else he thought, the Commons. But then when Pusha T came around, a true lyricist, some people say he might have backed down a little bit. Okay, I can't touch this. And everyone already knows. Everyone feels like Kendrick is the bar. So when Kendrick threw them shots and Drake came out with push-ups, I'm like, that's what we talking about. Let's go. From an athlete, from a competitive, like, let's go. F it. And that shit was riding.
Okay, now this is the thing. I said when we heard it, and this was, I'm just coming from the standpoint of just a fan and stuff like that, and I hate that we in this type of space. When it first came out, you know what my immediate reaction was? Well, first we got to see if it's AI. Mm-hmm. We don't really know. It was going around. I saw that academics was posting it, so I'm like, well, damn, why would academics have it? But it was no side on either side saying it wasn't a real thing.
Correct.
Then all of a sudden, and I wasn't with you for this, Nope. Then all of a sudden, Euphoria hits. Now, I've seen a lot of people that was kind of saying when they first heard Euphoria was mid. They really didn't think that it was that good, and they feel like a lot of Kendrick, quote unquote Kendrick fans, be hyping it and be hyping his lyrics. Now, from my standpoint, I say, I said this to you. I was like, well, this isn't going to be a battle that's based on rap, because realistically, I don't think it goes down to the point of where you're going to say, well, this person outbars this person or this person outbars. They both can rap, and I don't take anything away from Drake. What I did say was the creativity, and I told you this. I was like, I don't think he's going to beat him with just a straight bop style of how he normally comes, because Kendrick is a very smart lyricist. Being a person who do listen to people like Jay and Nas and stuff like that. So when you heard Euphoria, you're saying to yourself, you heard push-ups now. Kendrick comes with his response. I wasn't with you for this response.
Nah.
So your response, I sent it to you though. So your response at this point in time is what now?
Well, even prior to Euphoria though, Drake dropped the other one, tailor-made freestyle or whatever, which again, I don't know how you felt about the samples. I was a little iffy, but I thought, to your point, what you just made was, in order to beat Kendrick, you can't just beat him in a box with the lyrics. There got to be some creativity behind it. So I did think that was kind of creative. Drake came out, Pac, Kendrick, where you at? Snoop, where you at?
Yeah,
but I was like,
But see, this is my thing like this. And this is why I really didn't want to bring up tailor-made, but I'm glad you did. I didn't bring up tailor-made just as simple the fact that even all right, a lot of people would say like, well, that was kind of creative, and then you bring in an AI to do Pac, and then he was trying to take away things that he thought that he could possibly come and trying to pretty much taunt him and say, well, now you can't respond because this is the route that I'm going. But even when Pac ain't here, but Snoop was there, and I even seen Snoop post and shit and was like, he did what? He did, like, it wasn't like it was received well. And I think it wasn't received well to a lot of people, and that's why I felt like to your response of what you're saying, well, he battled people who he felt he can naturally just already disintegrate. But see, even with that being said, I also feel that he was kind of looking at Kendrick like he ain't worthy. I've seen interviews where he kind of looks beneath him and says like, well, he really is not on my level. Like if I was what he really was, y'all making him the underdog because y'all just want him to be that to beat me anyway. But I thought myself, I'm like, man, if you gonna really do it, let's do it. And especially for somebody like him that already been accused of ghost writing, now you gonna go to AI. I just discredited that all the way across the board, just for me. You know what I'm saying? Like you already are being attacked for things of that nature. And now, and of course, when we're saying AI, someone gotta write it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you put it in AI, just come out. Someone gotta write this and that. So now I'm looking at it kind of sketchy. I'm like, yeah.
Well, yeah, I feel that. I feel that for sure. But again, if you know Drake, you know, he is at the level where in his mind he feels he could try shit and let's see what happens. I think that's what it was. It's either gonna get loved by everybody or it might not be loved, and to your point, it's not gonna be universally accepted. So he's done this on albums where he came out with the reggaeton type album, then he came out with the double CD, one singing, one rap, you know. He tries little shit to see what people gonna feel. So I think again,
we're in a rap battle now.
Yeah, we are. But I also, to your point, agree that Drake doesn't think Kendrick is on his level and never has. And two, I think Drake miscalculated Kendrick's work ethic. I think Drake thought in his mind I got 3-4 bangers. He ain't gonna make enough. He don't got enough. He only do one album every 2 years. He's not in the, keep in mind how Drake came up, Spade. Drake came up from one of the hardest working artists of our generation, Lil Wayne, song after song after song, which is why Drake puts out so much shit. So in his mind, he thinks ain't no way Kendrick can outwork him with more shit, which is why he could try a Tupac and Snoop fucking voiceover AI, because he don't think Kendrick got shit anyway. So let me just put this shit out, let me put this shit out. And then he woke up like, oh shit, this nigga got some shit. Then Drake had
now Euphoria hits. Now we full circle.
Euphoria hits. And he's like,
hits, and now what?
So my first impression from Euphoria was like, I like this. I liked it. I didn't dislike it. I didn't think it was better than Push-Ups. I thought they was on similar levels. And I like, obviously us being on the East Coast, I got a lot of East Coast cats that don't really rock with Kendrick like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and they tried to turn it into
East Coast bias.
Yeah, they tried, and I felt like, when I first made my first video, I said I want to try to keep some of the bias out of it. And my thing is like, if you just don't like them, just say you don't like them. But what was shocking to me was there were a lot of East Coast people like Cameron. They had people like Gilly, people who are lyricists. Was like, that ain't really like no this and that. On top of that, I really feel like now I'm gonna go to your point of what you just said. Kendrick is another person who tries different things. That same shit that you're saying. He is a person that try different things, but we all know that Kendrick's style isn't just 1-2 buckle my shoe. It's not surface layer. It's double entendres in there and double meanings. So then when people were listening to it, you had people that was like, well, man, just say something. Like, why do I have to feel like I need a dictionary to decipher all these things and shit like that? And that's where I was starting to get a little annoyed, because I'm like, if you're not a Kendrick fan, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But just like you, when you're talking about Drake, I have also been a Kendrick fan way before good Mad City. You know what I'm saying? I already been listening to him way before then. So I know how his rap styles go. And I even said that to you. I'm like, it's not going to be a simple, plain thing. And I was kind of disappointed. Now, I had to bring this up because people also were saying, like, now they turned it into a situation where now it's like light skin versus dark skin. Like,
for sure.
So now I gotta hear your thoughts.
Well, look, full disclosure to everyone who's gonna see this and everyone who's watching. Look, I'm mixed. My mom white. So some of the shit that they getting on Drake about, I lean like, damn, Drake, they getting on. Now Ross calling him a white boy. I used to hear that shit back in the day too. Motherfucker, I wasn't a white boy when I was getting your ass in the club. Nigga. I wasn't a white boy when I was jumping on your damn tracks. Yeah, was I? Now I'm a white boy all of a sudden. So, I mean, I feel Drake on that perspective. And look, I've been a Drake fan longer than a Kendrick fan, I can't admit. But I also have been on Drake ass because he's made some bullshit, weak-ass albums. The last 2, 3, 4 albums been weak as hell, in my opinion. Okay. So Drake has not been rapping hungry. Jake's been rapping like he's a ride. And that's the problem that people say. If you the king, if you the GOAT, you rap hungry every time you put out just to respect the game. And this is also why I can see why cats call him culture vulture and all that stuff, because he don't go hard all the time. This has upped his level and respect, in my opinion. But yeah, for sure. I'm rooting for my French vanilla colored, khaki colored flavor, my Steph Curry's, my Klay Thompsons. You know what I'm saying? I'm rooting for my boys,
I got you. Now, so now this happens. What was that? That was Saturday. That was Friday when that hit out. Now we're not thinking anything. Then we wake up Saturday morning. He issues with 615 LA. Now, when I heard 615 LA, and to me that was a light tap. That was a light tap. I still like Euphoria better because there was a lot of switching of his vocals in that. It was 3 songs layered into one. Of how he actually did it. Then, because of what some people say inconsistency, now we wake up 615 out. I'm like, oh shit, Kendrick had another one. So now I'm like, you. I'm like, for all y'all that didn't think Kendrick was gonna compete, I said, now he on his ass. Now he on his ass. But I'm still waiting because I'm like, there is no way Drake isn't gonna respond because this is too embarrassing. So I see it. At this point in time, I send that to you. I sent it to you. Now, where we at with the battle now?
Well, I'm tapping wifey after you sent it. Babe, wake up. Another one done dropped. Kendrick on it. But look, I think I agree with you. I think the 616 was kind of a placeholder, kind of a wake up, nigga. I'm still here now. I'm still here. I got more shit. This is just light work. But I think I like Euphoria a little bit better. But even so right now, Kendrick dropped that. So I was leaning like, okay, Drake need to come with something. Like Kendrick done dropped the last two. I mean, like you know,
when you didn't think that he would, and again, I still heard people like they didn't say too much anything really bad about 615. You know what I'm saying? They was like, I didn't hear nothing bad, and they was like, oh no, he definitely on his ass, and I think Drake fans at that point in time was like, okay, we gotta drop, and then later on that day, you hit me. You know what I'm saying? I checked my phone. We got Family Matters.
Yep.
Okay?
Family Matters. That was it.
Now, I'll give you my reaction. My reaction to it was I was actually impressed that it seemed like he kind of picked up from push-ups because push-ups ended when he was like saying like I was trying to keep it PG.
Yep. Yeah.
Then he goes into Family Matters with the same thing. And then when I'm initially listening to it, I'm like, okay, you know, it sound, but then the beat switched. You know what I'm saying? Now, this was my only thing about it. My only thing about that was I liked what he was doing, but to me, all those shots wasn't for Kendrick. A lot of them shots were for ASAP, Ross. Like to me, I felt like he was trying to confuse the public by.
Wait till I break down what I think for you. I'm gonna let you finish your thought, but wait till I break down what I think why he did that.
Okay, I feel like he was trying to confuse the public, and don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? ASAP wasn't responding to that. At this point in time, my feelings towards it is, and I want you to keep in mind what I'm saying. I believe that Push-Ups and that song was wrote and recorded together because I feel like he thought that was his bomb. So I don't feel he went in and like recorded something new. Well, no, I scratch that. That first part, all the way to that beat change.
Correct.
That part he recorded there was some things in there.
That first part was Kendrick on that first, right? He was talking about Kendrick first, then the beat changed, then he started talking about other folks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I felt like, don't get me wrong, I like what he was doing, and on top of that, that's Drake. You know what I'm saying? Now I did have issues with, but I've always had issues with like, you in a rap battle, you trying to sing here and there, you trying to make it a little poppy, and I understand you trying to. That's his style. He makes your head bop. He makes those club. He keeps it pop. He tries to keep it hip hop on both sides. But then I'm like, well, damn, if you gonna bomb on Kendrick, just bomb on him. You know what I'm saying? You was going back and forth with Ross on Instagram. So to me, why you even throwing bars? If Kendrick's the one on your ass, then stay on him. You wasn't barring him up. You said a couple of things. Then you brought in the fact that he was a wife beater. Then you jumped to ASAP and Ross. And you see what I'm saying? So it just wasn't consistent enough for me. Not saying it wasn't a good song. Yep. I thought it was a great song.
No, like I feel and look. My perspective might be a little bit different than most, but you know, that's why you love your cuz. And I've heard that from a lot of folks as well. Drake should just go straight at Kendrick. Why he trying to confuse us? Why he even worrying about Rick Ross and ASAP Rocky? Well, these are the two reasons why. Number one, you know, Spade, I was at your house a couple weeks ago. We watching, you know, UFC, and I'm like, man, why these cats always wrestling on the ground? And you know, and you like Look, that's a strategy, man. When you get them on the ground, you can't let them get up. They better not get on the ground. You can't let them get up. Drake done knocked Rick Ross, Future, Metro, Weekend, all these cats to the ground. So no, he can't be quiet. He gonna keep stomping on them so they can't get back up. Yeah, Rick Ross can't put out no other music. Drake killing them. Future can't come out with another diss track. Drake keep killing them. Metro and all these cats. So that's why he addressing them. But the bigger reason, in my opinion, goes back to what you said earlier. Because he don't see Kendrick on his level. So he's like, little boy, I don't even gotta address you all the time. I'm gonna put you on the same level as a Rick Ross and a Weekend and an ASAP Rocky. I'm gonna address all y'all together because all y'all some fuck niggas trying to come at me. You know what I'm saying? All in one, like it's some plot against me. So I'm gonna address all y'all. No, Kendrick, you don't get a full song by yourself ever. Nope, you ain't on that level. But guess what? You making all full songs about me. So obviously you looking up to me and my throne because I don't got time just to deal with you. I gotta deal with you and all the peasants. So that's my viewpoint on that shit. That's why, to me, that fucking Family Matters goes so hard. It goes so hard, Spade.
And so his last line on there was "Bang, you're dead." And
he thought that.
And then 30 minutes later, for somebody that didn't see him on his level, I'm gonna use your words. Didn't see him on his level. He said, "Bang your dad." Then we get 30 minutes later, Meet the Grams. Well, this nigga basically wrote a story to his whole family, his whole family, the daughter, the son, everybody, dog, and on a Alchemist beat. On top of that, just sunning them, talking to him. So to me, and that's what I try to tell people, I'm like, if you gonna beat Kendrick, man, you gonna have to come. And I'm quite sure, to me, again, like you said, in my opinion, I feel he thought that was his bomb. He thought it was his bomb. He put it out. He packed up his backpack. He left the studio. He got the call. He did what? he dropped it.
He finished that song. He swore that was it. Drake swore that was it. That was his own. That was his lone miscalculation. I think he thought that was it. He thought there's no recovering from this shit when I drop this shit. And look, Meet the Grams is very creative, tight song, but I don't put it on the level of Family Matters because the beat's so. So when I'm comparing the songs, I'm comparing Meet the Grams and I'm comparing tailor-made Freestyle because of the creativity. And I'm comparing Euphoria and Drop and Give Me 50.
I agree.
What we got to compare.
Use your words. Now use your words. I think Kendrick did that as a strategy because he knew. That next day, Not Like Us came out. And everybody who had something to say about his beats was mid, his songs wasn't mid. And I'm talking about Not Like Us came out, I was getting hit. Listen, my phone was blowing up. Kendrick dropped another one. It's a banger. I'm talking about, I'm watching now people online. I'm talking about people online, people dancing to it. They showing West Coast people doing crip walks. Like, it's just banging everywhere. I see Rick Ross at a party. You know what I'm saying? Got it on repeat. I'm like, at this point in time, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, you know, Gigi got an ear for music, but I'll bring her in right now. Put on Not Like Us. She not like us. You not like us. Well, you jamming to that shit. They not like us. They not like. Look, I had them neck and neck until that song dropped. I had them neck and neck. You know, I just had them neck and neck. And Drake, I think Drake wins regardless because I think he stood in the paint against the boogeyman, against the person, and against 8, 9, 10 cats by himself, solo. No one came to his rescue. I respect that. I even earned a little bit of respect for Drake.
Now, I don't want to take away from what you're saying, but what I will say is this. I think people are giving him credit for that, which I don't want to take away credit for. But at the same point in time, Kendrick already did that. He did. He took on the industry, basically on the control when supposedly all this stuff happens. He went at each person that was the top person and was like coming on. So when he was getting all those shots, and I see that's why I brought up, like, if you was gonna come at Kendrick, just come at him because we already knew what was going on with the Pusha T's, the ASAP. Like everybody knew all those. I didn't think that he had enough. I didn't think that he had enough, and I think he misstrategized on how his songs was going to be, which brings me to his last song. Mm-hmm. And you were saying, because we did talk about it, that I told you I felt like some people say you need receipts. This is all I've been hearing all this morning. Like, well, damn, man, you know what I'm saying? He's saying that he baited him and he had him to write these songs, this and that. Now, where are we at with receipts? Because my thing is they both went to hell with it. To me, there was things that Kendrick said on his end that was low. You know what I'm saying? Call him a child pedophile. Don't keep your kids around him. You know what I'm saying? Then he broke down Atlanta, how you're a colonizer, and how you be on the street cred and everything. So let's not act like Kendrick wasn't barring him on top of that. I know a lot of people like the beat, but come on, let's not act like it wasn't lines there was shots like delivered.
No, I mean, I don't know who you've been talking and if they say anything crazy, it was the beat that made that song. Hell no, it was the beat. It was Kendrick's lyrics. It was his delivery. It was, oh man, it was the hook. Like, no, that is a full, well-rounded song on all levels. A great diss track, a club track. He stole Drake's blueprint and made it a club. Everyone jamming that shit in the club. It's a theme to it. They not like us. You can go anywhere. So you at the gas station. They not like us. They not like you everywhere. But look, at the end of the day, you made some good point. I just think that Kendrick has been accepted in the hip hop world since day one. He's been stamped and approved by Dre and these boys. West Coast had his back since day one. And I feel like Drake has had to earn a lot more people's respect, regardless of maybe his culture. He's Canadian or, you know, he sings and raps. So people are like, no, you a singing nigga. Or no, you light skin, you really ain't tough. But that's why I say Drake still won, because he stood in the paint for the culture. There was no singing. There was nothing. I'm going to prove if this is y'all savior, if this is who y'all think is hip hop, he get all the Grammys, he get everything. Everyone loves him. He's never been tested. All right, let me prove myself then. Now, that's what I like. Okay. I love that.
Now, this is just a question. Yep. You saying, and I'm going to give you credit for everything you said. Now, my thing is this. So, as we stand right now, you got Drake winning the battle?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. Kendrick, if everything ends right now, Kendrick won. If Drake can prove he manipulated that 11-year-old girl shit and fed them information, and Kendrick 2 songs was about that, oh, it's a wrap. Drake, it's over. Like, it's over.
And I would agree with you, but I'm gonna say this. You know, me and you do know we know hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Not too long ago, even when you know, I do want to stay on this battle, but just real quick, like even with the Nas in the Jay battle, Dame said one of the reasons why Jay didn't really respond because Nas had a lot of fabrication in his stuff, so they didn't feel like they needed to go any further. My only thing with the Heart 6 was I liked where he was going all the way to it sounded like you just bowing out, like, oh, I'm getting tired of this. I fed you this, and I'm like, nah. You that was what we got on J. Cole about. Even though J. Cole did an apology, but my thing was he started sounding like, well, I'm bowing out. This was a good sparring session and this and that. So my thing is like, if you really fed him information, stuff like that, strategically in a battle, to me, you would have documented that. You didn't have to show it to anybody, and then you could say, "Look, this is what happened before the battle, and this is what." And look, I told y'all he was gonna fall for that, this and that. Like, he would have those receipts. So to me, you know just as well as I know, like, in a fight, it's fight or flight. You know what I'm saying? So to me, once he came in, started explaining, and keep in mind, when I judge a lot of battles, this and that, it's pressure being applied. Even Kendrick never backed away from the pressure. He received it and he just kept pushing out. it seemed like to me Drake was the only one that at the end of the day came to, I got to explain myself. I got to do this. I got to say that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you and I hear you. I mean, yes, I can agree on that perspective a little bit, but I also think Drake was the underdog coming in. He was the underdog. Kendrick was the favorite. That's one. Two, look, it's two different allegations. Mm-hmm. And as bad as being, and I don't want anyone to get this misconstrued. I got daughters. I got, wife. Ain't no way in hell you putting your hands on a woman. But in our culture, you could come back from beating a woman. You can't come back from being a pedophile. Like, it is what it is. There's, Mike Tyson came there. He got allegations. O.J. Simpson, Floyd Money Mayweather, all types of people done been accused of hitting on the ladies or wife, and they still in the limelight, and people forgive them. Pedophile? So when people say Drake backed out, I don't think Drake backed out. I think Drake said, y'all really challenging like everything out of a pedophile? Like, you can't come back from that shit, guy. Ain't no pedophile, this shit's gotten like, okay, yes, we talking about ladies, we talking about baby mamas, we talking about kids, but y'all talking about a pedophile. Like, nah, I'd rather y'all can have it. I did what I had to do. I'm out. Like, I ain't talking about this shit no more. Like, that's just how, like, that's different. Pedophile.
It's different, but I'm going to just say this. I think, like, level of respect come from the person themselves. So the reason why I feel like Kendrick was dropping for that exact same reason, because you were attacking his family. You wasn't even attacking hip hop. The reason I felt Kendrick started going hard was because he was coming at his character as far as family, wife beating, stuff like that. And some people, I get what you're saying as far as the culture, but Kendrick could have took that as, you beat my wife. And not only that, he accused him of not only his wife getting beat, but then his best friend, that ain't your child. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same on both fronts. Well, I'm just saying, not one's right, not one's wrong. What I'm saying is they both would have needed receipts. To me, I wasn't going to give one person more up than the other, because both of them are claiming things that are low blows to each person. Like what you just said, I could say to myself, I feel that's worth is a married man, because like, keep in mind when you're talking about some of these things, some celebrities have beat up girlfriends, stuff like that, and that's not necessarily their wives. I'm not saying it never has happened. I'm just saying some people take that a little bit more serious, even for someone like Kendrick to admit to being in the life, having alcohol abuse, and then also having a sex addiction, to trying to turn his life around to be a married man. So now that hits different when someone's saying you beating your wife. You know what I'm saying?
Well, at the end of the day, like, I mean, again, we both need receipts for both those allegations. But look, Kendrick with that "Not Like Us" track took it over the top for me. Like, that Heart 6 is cool. Again, you telling your strategy. Maybe Drake was on some Art of War shit. Again, to your point, if he has the proof, he needs to show it now, because he behind right now. You got to show that. If not, Kendrick won this shit. But Drake still wins because he stood toe to toe. And
listen, I can deal with that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, but I can actually deal with that, man, because like I told you in the beginning, I said that, whoever you're a fan of. Like, really, at the end of the day, there were certain people that were saying, well, Kendrick ain't really it for me, and I don't really feel like, they didn't really like his growth. They didn't think the Morale album was them, or Pimple Butterfly was them. But I could say the same with Drake's. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like, there are songs that I have heard from Drake that I think that are good. I definitely like it when he's rapping versus when he's singing. And at the same point in time, when we judge people, we judge them by not only their discography, but do they have classic albums? I don't know about you. I don't know Drake to have a classic album. I do know Kendrick to have one.
Well, no, they both got three. They both
classic
got three
albums that you playing from beginning to end.
Yeah. Take Care is a classic album.
Okay.
Nothing Was the Same. Is it Nothing Was the Same? Yeah, with It is nothing. Nothing was the same. Yeah, with him and the Afro, the little kid with the Afro. Yeah, that for sure is probably one of my favorite Drake albums. And then
it's a classic album. I'm saying classic.
From start to finish, you can ride to that one from start to finish for sure. Take Care, you can ride to start to finish, and then, him. If you read and this is too late, I think that's a classic album as well. Even though that might be classic mixtape. All right, so Drake got two bona fide. Okay. He got a lot of albums. That's I think he got like 8-9 albums. So I think he got two. Some people might say,
and I want to hear your opinion on that because
I think he got two.
People, and again, I'm not saying that he doesn't have songs this and that. I'm just wanted to hear from somebody who actually do listen to Drake. Did you think he had a classic album?
Yeah, I think those two. Then, if we're not counting if it's too late, if you're reading this, if that's a mixtape, I think he has two. Cats would debate me all day long. He has more. Nah, he got two. He got two.
Okay.
And nothing but the same was so hard. And then, that Take Care. And again, Take Care, you got to go back and listen. That's what Lord knows. With Rip Rock, that's what, Loving the Crew. That Take Care is fire as well. So he got two. And Kendrick, got three? 3 out of the 5?
Yeah, I mean, definitely two.
Because he has 4. Because he have 4 albums.
Yeah. I mean, definitely to me, you got to go with Good Kid, Mad City, and even with that being said, I mean, for me, I like the Damn. You know what I'm saying? People can say whatever but after coming out off of a Pimp of a Butterfly, which I actually did like, but because he received such criticism about and given what you said, trying different things. Then he came back with Damn, and then everybody was back on it again. So to me,
I think I like Damn better than Pimp a Butterfly too.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So so they both have in their own right, rights at the throne. And like you said, to me, this was the best weekend of hip hop because there were people vlogging, there was people writing, there was people doing everything, making videos, mouth was on the floor, the whole 9. I have it like you said, you leave the battle right here and he just exits out. I gotta give it to Kendrick. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I like
top battle of all time. Top battle of all time. It gotta be right. I mean, you've been with the Ice Cubes, you've been with NWAs, you've been with way back then, and then with the Tupacs and the
say this. I say
we ain't seen nothing like this before.
We haven't, and the reason I'm gonna put this battle up there now, there's gonna be people that's gonna say that, well, it wasn't rugged enough. It wasn't like knock 'em, sock 'em out the box. So I'll say it carved its own lane as far as like a diss battle because you have things like 50 Cent Ja Rule where it was physical and then it was music.
Well, they ain't seen each other yet to know if it's gonna be physical. They ain't seen it just dropped over a weekend. So 8 songs dropped over 5 days.
I get it, but we don't really want the West Coast involved in another.
No, we don't. But I do think it was rugged lyrically from all the other diss tracks, lyrical wise. They talking about baby mamas. They talking about.
People who there's gonna be people that's be like like when they hear "hit 'em up," they like. Pac just come out and oh man, I fucked your bitch and this and that. Like that's what I'm saying. Like about the level of disrespect, this and that. Even like I said with Nas and Jay, he was talking about his baby mom and leaving cum stains in the back of the seat and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just saying like they stay on certain points right there, and then they use their rap style to kind of do it. Drake, of course, he even got entertained with a video. You see what I'm saying? So like. I don't really like to compare them, so that's why I just wanted to kind of stay right there. But I'm saying as far as like what's going on in hip right now with all of the foolishness, now hands down, this was the best we had as far as with the show rappers. Like, look, man, show some skills, show that you got it, show that you're not scared, show that you get in the arena, and it don't have to be what the music industry say it should be. So I respected both men as far as that, and by far that's the best battle we done had in a long time, where we got some things we definitely didn't expect, and especially with Kendrick, for someone who takes a long time to do stuff, it was just like shot after shot after shot. Then Drake had to reply. So I was definitely excited the whole weekend. I'm like, damn, boy, this is good. And for hip hop, it was a great thing. It was definitely a great thing.
For sure, man. Highly impressed with Kendrick as well. Like, he the winner right now. Unless Drake drops something else, but I don't even think they need to drop anything. I think it should be.
I agree.
Let's
Hey,
ride with this. Appreciate y'all, brothers.
Yeah, I don't think they need to drop anything. So yeah, man, I want to thank you for having you on. Like, hey, I want to thank everybody for joining. Y'all leave y'all comments in. Tell me what y'all think. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and hey, until next time, I just want to say peace.
Peace.